Welcome to the ultimate work-from-home guide for moms with toddlers. If you're balancing the demands of remote work with the unpredictable chaos of parenting young children, you've come to the right place. This guide is designed specifically for you, drawing on real strategies that actually work in the messy, beautiful reality of motherhood and employment. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about the biggest challenge most work-from-home moms face: time management. When your toddler is at home with you, every minute becomes more precious and more fragmented. You might have a solid block of time scheduled for a client call, only to have your little one wake up early from their nap or need urgent attention. The key isn't trying to eliminate these interruptions entirely, because that's simply unrealistic. Instead, you need to build flexibility into your schedule from the start. Begin by creating what I call a flexible framework. This means identifying your absolute non-negotiable work tasks, the ones that require deep focus and uninterrupted time. These might be client presentations, detailed writing projects, or strategic planning sessions. Schedule these during the times when your toddler is most likely to be engaged independently or asleep. For many families, this means early morning before the kids wake up, or during nap time in the afternoon. Around these non-negotiable tasks, build your buffer work. These are the activities that can be done in smaller increments and interrupted without too much harm. Responding to emails, organizing files, making quick phone calls, or reviewing documents all fit into this category. These tasks can expand or contract based on what your toddler needs on any given day. Now let's discuss creating a dedicated workspace. Even if you don't have a separate home office, you absolutely need a specific area where work happens. This might be a corner of your bedroom, a desk tucked into the living room, or a section of your kitchen table that you've claimed as your own. The important thing is that it's consistent. Your brain needs to know when you're in that space, you're entering work mode. When setting up your workspace, prioritize comfort and functionality over aesthetics. You need a chair that supports your back, especially if you're going to be sitting for hours at a time. Your desk or table should be at the right height to prevent strain on your neck and shoulders. Good lighting is absolutely essential, because poor lighting will tire your eyes and give you headaches. Natural light from a nearby window is ideal, but a good desk lamp works too. Keep your workspace organized, but realistic. Have a system for storing documents, charging cables, pens, and whatever else you need for your work. But understand that when you're home with a toddler, your space might not always look magazine-ready. And that's completely okay. What matters is that you can find what you need relatively quickly without it looking like a complete disaster. One of the most important tools for any work-from-home parent is a reliable calendar system. Whether you use a digital app on your phone, a physical wall calendar, or a combination of both, you need a place where all time commitments live. This includes your work meetings, your toddler's appointments, meal prep times, and even your own breaks. Color coding can be incredibly helpful here. You might use one color for work commitments, another for family time, and another for household tasks. This visual system helps you see at a glance whether you're overbooked on any particular day. It also helps you identify those precious pockets of time when you might have 30 minutes free to tackle an important task. Let's talk about the physical separation between work and parenting. This is particularly important psychologically. When you're working from home, there's no commute to mark the transition between professional and personal time. This means you need to create that transition yourself. It might be as simple as changing your clothes, having a cup of coffee at your desk before you officially start, or doing a few minutes of stretching. When work time ends, do something deliberate to mark that transition. Close your laptop. Put away your work materials. Change into different clothes if you changed for work. This signals to both your brain and your toddler that work time is over and family time has begun. Your toddler will actually benefit from this clear boundary because they'll know when they can have your full attention. Now we need to address the elephant in the room: childcare and supervision. Working from home does not mean you can effectively supervise a toddler and work simultaneously. Yes, there will be times when you need to do both, and we'll talk about strategies for those moments. But for your serious, focused work, you need your toddler to be engaged elsewhere. This might mean hiring a part-time nanny or au pair. It might mean using a local daycare center or in-home daycare provider. It might mean trading childcare with another parent in your community, where you watch each other's kids on alternating days. It might mean asking family members to help out during your most crucial work hours. The specific solution matters less than the fact that you have one. Many work-from-home moms feel guilty about needing help, but you need to reframe this. Childcare isn't a luxury. It's the infrastructure that allows you to do your job well. Your employer isn't expecting you to simultaneously be a full-time nanny and a full-time employee. That's not working from home. That's impossible. Be honest with yourself about what you actually need to succeed at work, and then put that support in place. For the times when you're unavoidably alone with your toddler while trying to work, you need a toolkit of strategies. First, make sure your workspace and your toddler's play area are close to each other. You want to be able to see or hear your child without being able to be fully engaged with them. A playpen with favorite toys, a playmat with building blocks, or a secure play area in the same room as your desk works well. Prepare activities that hold your toddler's attention for reasonable stretches of time. Puzzles, coloring books and crayons, Play-Doh, toy cars, dolls, and building toys are all good options. Rotate these activities so that everything doesn't become boring at once. Sometimes just having a few specific toys available only during your work time makes them feel special and more engaging. Audio is your friend here. Many toddlers will play contentedly while listening to music, audiobooks designed for young children, or educational video content. You know your child best, so use judgment about screen time, but having a go-to program or music playlist that captures your toddler's attention for 30 minutes can be absolutely golden. Let's talk about handling interruptions when they happen. And they will happen. Your toddler will get hurt, need a snack, have an accident, or just need you for a moment. The way you handle these interruptions matters. If you respond with frustration or irritation, both you and your child will feel worse. Instead, when your toddler interrupts you, pause. Take a breath. Respond to their need quickly and kindly, then return to work. The key is speed and presence. When you're attending to your child, be fully present for those few minutes. Don't try to multitask. Don't complain internally about the interruption. Just help them with what they need. This usually takes less time than you think, and your child will be more satisfied and more likely to entertain themselves again if they know they have your full attention when they ask for it. Now let's discuss communication with your employer or clients. If you're working for a company, it's important to be clear about your schedule and your availability. Let your manager and colleagues know the hours you're working and when you're not available. If you're self-employed or a freelancer, be equally clear with your clients about your working hours and response times. Many work-from-home parents find that working slightly modified hours works better than trying to work the traditional 9 to 5. Maybe you work early mornings before the kids wake up, take a long break midday for meals and toddler care, and then work again in the evening after bedtime. Or maybe you work focused 4-hour blocks rather than 8-hour days. The specific schedule matters less than the fact that you're clear and consistent about it. Be honest when things come up. If your child gets sick or you need to shift your schedule, communicate that proactively. Most reasonable employers and clients understand that working parents sometimes have competing demands. They're much more accommodating if you give them a heads up than if you suddenly go silent or miss a deadline without explanation. Let's address self-care, because this is crucial and often overlooked. When you're working from home and parenting simultaneously, you're never fully off the clock. You're always thinking about the next work task, or the next meal you need to prepare, or whether your toddler is sleeping well. This constant mental load is exhausting. You need to protect your breaks and your personal time fiercely. This might mean 30 minutes in the morning before everyone wakes up to exercise or meditate. It might mean a walk around the neighborhood during lunch while someone else watches your toddler. It might mean an evening out once a week without your kids. The specific activity matters less than the fact that you have regular time that isn't about work or childcare. Sleep is perhaps the most important element of self-care for a work-from-home parent. You cannot function well if you're exhausted. If your toddler's sleep schedule has been difficult, prioritize fixing that first. Everything else becomes more manageable when everyone is getting adequate rest. Let's talk about meal planning and nutrition. When you're trying to work and manage a toddler, there's a strong temptation to rely on convenience foods and takeout. While there's absolutely a place for that, having some simple meal planning structure makes everything easier and healthier. Each week, choose maybe 3 to 5 simple meals that you can prepare relatively quickly and that your toddler will eat. Build your weekly meal plan around these. Prep ingredients on the weekend or during non-work hours. Having a slow cooker or instant pot can be a game changer because you can start a meal in the morning and have dinner ready when you need it. Keep your meals simple. You don't need elaborate home-cooked meals every night. A sheet pan with protein and vegetables, a pasta dish, a soup, a stir-fry. These are all perfectly acceptable dinners that you can prepare without spending hours in the kitchen. Hydration and snacks matter too. Keep water nearby while you're working. Have healthy snacks available for both you and your toddler. When you're hungry or thirsty, your brain doesn't work as well, and you become more irritable. Taking 5 minutes to eat something and drink water is actually an investment in your work productivity. Now let's discuss setting realistic expectations for your home. When you're working from home with a toddler, something has to give. You cannot have a sparkling clean house, a perfectly dressed family, nutritious homemade meals every night, and high-quality work all at the same time. It's simply not possible. You need to decide what matters most and let other things slide. Maybe your priority is that your work is excellent, so housework becomes lower priority. Maybe your priority is that family time is quality time, so you're okay with a bit more disorder. Maybe your priority is that you're taking care of your own health, so meal prep gets more attention. These are all valid choices. What's important is that you're intentional about them, rather than feeling guilty about everything. Many work-from-home moms benefit from having what I call a good enough standard for housework. The house doesn't need to be spotless. The laundry doesn't need to be folded the moment it comes out of the dryer. The toys don't need to be organized perfectly. If the house is clean enough that you're not tripping over things, and the clothes are clean enough to wear, that's good enough. Save energy for work and your family. Let's talk about technology and tools. There are some wonderful apps and tools that can make working from home with a toddler easier. A project management app like Asana or Monday helps you keep track of your tasks and deadlines. A time tracking app helps you understand how you're actually spending your time. A time blocking app helps you schedule your day in focused chunks. On your phone, have a good notes or to-do app where you can quickly capture ideas or tasks that pop into your head. When you're interrupted by a work thought while you're with your toddler, jot it down quickly and return to it later. This prevents you from losing ideas while also helping you stay present with your child. Finally, let's talk about long-term sustainability. This lifestyle of working from home with a toddler is temporarily intense, but not permanent. Your toddler won't be a toddler forever. In a few years, your child will go to preschool or kindergarten, and you'll suddenly have more uninterrupted work time. Some of the intensive strategies you're using now won't be necessary forever. Keep this perspective when things feel hard. You're not failing. You're in a challenging season. You're doing better than you think you are. The fact that you're working and parenting and not completely losing your mind is actually an impressive accomplishment.